Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Markets actually got off to a pretty good start, had a lot of activity, a lot of pushing around, a lot of movement, and then basically just kind of fell into a slow, steady upside grind, but still nothing spectacular. So everything kind of remains the same. What is changed is that the fourth wave did not complete where I was believing it could have. And in fact, remember, as I stated yesterday on the update, that we had to leave open the potential that the market had still further to go, put in an additional new low to complete the small, minute fourth wave. And that was the case. So it came in on this morning's low here in the NASDAQ at 15,126.50. Solid low, and then it just kind of rallied pretty well off of that. There are continuing to be the usual suspects, as I call it, that are continuing to hold this rally. The biggest contributor today was NVIDIA, and it continues to be a very, very popular trading for right now. And so it ended up $11 on the day. But it started, up 5 or 6. But that initial push that we got her early was primarily NVIDIA. And then also Apple was in on that a little bit, and Microsoft and Meta. Microsoft ended up turning lower. Meta continued to move higher. Apple just basically goes out flat. But NVIDIA just held its cool. And also contributing today was Tesla. So, it just depends on what they're going to go after on any particular day, but the rally phase is still intact. And so I have nothing really to add other than I'm updating the prescribed path, I guess you might want to say, or just the fibs for the minute fifth wave, which is still left to be done. It looks like it may be off to a good start. We still need some additional, of course, even before we even get on a 30-minute chart, we even get that first wave in. So I'm starting here on the 30-minute chart so we can see all the detail coming in. The third wave was the beautifully extended wave. And with even within wave 3, that is the extended wave. So we have 1, 2, and then we got a 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 of 3 internally. Then we have a 4, and then we have the 5 of the minute. So we got a beautiful extension inside the larger third, and that is, as far as pattern and recognition and form and look and feel, that one fit pretty cleanly. Then we did have an irregular. So I'm still leaving the 3 here. I attempted to move it up, and I thought, it doesn't really affect anything. And I think it works better to be that we had an irregular, small, irregular B wave here. And then it dropped back down in that C wave, which was nice and strong and complete. At least it looks complete today, with we being 1, 2, and then this being a third. And then we got a nice little ABC coming up there to finish a small 4, this internal 4 within this C wave down. And then we had that nice little dip lower to put the bottom in. So that does look complete. Market moving average wise, look at that. It has turned, at least on the 30-minute, and I'll take it up to the hourly chart, and it's pretty much going to be the same. We can just see the moving averages as flat as a pancake. The 50s, the 20, everything, and even the 4 and the 8 kind of flattened out right at the end of the day. They do acknowledge the rally, but basically just got very, very flat. So still looking for additional upside. Now what we have with the revised bottom for this minute 4, here are our levels. We have first resistance, which almost got touched today at 15,293. That's the 0.618. And so again, what we're matching here, or just looking at the comparisons to, are the fifth wave to the first wave. So let me see if I can open that back up again. And it won't, so I'm going to just allow me to. Yeah, it will. Okay. So we take that first wave, which actually is from there to there, even though it's marked here, it's actually right to there. See, come very clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 right to there. So from there, and then it's the fibs off of that 4. And actually, the first one that really we look for is that wave 5 will be equal to wave 1, but we see that equality gets us to 15,396, and we really need to get back above 15,400. In fact, we want to go above that high, which is 15,476. Technically, it would be the high of wave 3, which is 15,441, but I'm really banking on it's going to get up there above 15,476. So the first two that we look for can be come in, and we can get a turn from either one, and I wouldn't consider it it would be a slight failure if it got up to the first level, which is 100%, equality. It wouldn't be that big of a failure, but still it would be. And it would likely then be coming on a shock. Something like boom, just interrupts the flow of this rally and gets it to reverse gears immediately. Otherwise, I am kind of from here expecting at least a 1.618, which is 15,563. Now, moving back out to the 4-hour charts, we can start to see some of the additional levels that we have going up, right? Again, starting here, we have that intermediate C wave, and we've already surpassed 0.618. Of course, that was a long time ago, feels like. And then we have the 100%, which also it got exceeded right there back in May on the 26th. So that's been long gone. So our next level has been and remains 1.618, which is 15. It's going to be 15,563. It's going to be that. Nope. It's 15,000. That's the 100% for the minute 5. And this 15,000, I got to open this up. That's going to make me crazy if I can't get this to show. I got to open it all up so I can see all my levels. 15,743. Whew. See, they grind them all together and I can't make out my numbers. So the intermediate wave C would be 1.618 times the length of intermediate wave A at 15,743. Again, this still remains a serious cluster. Now, the minor fifth wave will be 100% of minor 1 at 15,700. Now we're back up into minute 5, and let's see where we can get. Well, 1.618 is 15,563. That could do the trick, but this might be the stronger candidate right in here, 15,700. So we're going to consider the zone itself, 15,563 up to 15,743. So that's a pretty big zone, because what I'm expecting is that it will be more from here. It should be more of this type, a little bit of a blow-off type of a move, which has already been in progress, right? So the entire minor fifth wave has been pretty strong in terms of kind of like just moving. And this one, we got a straight up move, and then we come down. So if we get another one of these, like this one was, let me just put this out so we all can see it. We're going to go from there, 15,064, we're going to call it. Yeah, that was almost 360 points. If we get 360 points in that same fashion, we're going to be above here. We're going to be closer to here. So that it does fit that if we get a nice little blow off, but maybe even a little bit more strength, maybe one of the Fed governors will say something because we got them all speaking, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of points that can be made to kind of drive the market a little bit. But there's my clusters right in here, where we have 1.618 for minute 5 and then 2.618 for minute 5, with the balance being minor 5 and the C wave. So all being represented at these higher levels. So again, I'm kind of looking for it to tie it all up and to finish up. Now going over to the S&P, again, same deal, but let me just go back so we can see the entirety of this minor fifth wave. Now, again, there are some within this market that are moving the 3 and putting the 3 way up here. And I'm not doing that because I feel it's the fifth wave that extended. Granted, I know what Elliott wrote and I know what Prechter wrote, and it is not always that way. Often is a word that both use. So I think that we have to look at our situation, and this is where we're getting the blow off. The blow off is coming in the fifth wave. The extended wave is the minute 3 of that fifth wave. So it would be the fifth wave that's extended. The first didn't, the third didn't. Third was a clean 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this kind of ugly triangle fifth, diagonal fifth, for a very clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we got that third wave. Now the third wave did finish up at those highs, but that first 1, 2, and now that third, that was the beautifully extended wave. And that's all within this minor fifth wave. Minor fifth wave. So here we are. Again, same deal. Kind of a little bit of an irregular, but not really when I look at it. It's just ever so slightly, but the bodies of the candles are equal here. So this all seems to fall into place as well. And then, but it still is an A, B, and then we get a beautiful C wave coming off. Now, one potential that I have to leave open is that we do have to put the 3 up there, and this is going to be an A, we get a B, and we come back down again. Now, the rally was not as intense here in the S&P as it was coming off of this. And initially, the S&P and the Dow and the Russell all opened down, opened lower. That's how we came in today, that all the markets were lower. The NASDAQ turned that around and just poked its nose up and went up to session highs, while the others were working their patterns to get down to session lows. So within that first half hour, an hour and a half of trade, then they all did move lower and put in their session lows and then continued to rally. Now, market kind of gets stuck. Maybe this completed our absolute first little tiny first wave coming up, maybe. And that's a little second, which means we should rally, starting pretty much in Globex. But we're continuing to look at some weakness and a couple of the component stocks inside. Yes, you got those. It's got some are rallying, some are not, etc. But I have marked this as the completion point for wave 4. And then also, I've got to take it back out all the way to that 4 hour so that you can see, here we have minute wave 1. So we're putting that together. Come on, thank you. Where we can see there's minute 1, and then we connect it to the tip or the bottom of minute 4. So that readjusts coming off, of course, and what we can expect on the move up. So right away, we have 0.618. And that would be for the minute fifth wave. And if we kind of check this out a little bit here, it sits all by itself, sort of. We have the 1.618, and let me just take it out so we can make sure that we know what we're talking about here. Again, the C wave. Nope, 1.618 is the minor 5. Excuse me. And the 100% level that we saw there is for the intermediate C wave to the intermediate A wave. Now I can go back down. And I can open this up a little bit. So we get all our numbers in. This is minor 5, which we've exceeded. 1.618. Minor wave 5 would be 1.618 times the length of minor wave 1. Our next level up is the 100-point level. And that is for the intermediate C wave. So here we have our levels. Minute 5 would be 0.618 of minute 1 at 4,512. That does take us above 4,500. That does put in a new high for the sequence and could complete it. But First off, what we look for is equality between wave 5 and wave 1. Well, that's up here at 45.75. What we also have then is the 100% marker for the intermediate wave C. 45.56, 45.75. They're all in the hood. So this takes care of getting back above to a new high, which actually, if it equaled it, it still would fit. But even if it just pumped a little bit more, we got the minor 5, the minute 5, they're in agreement. And whether it got to 100% that wave C equals wave A doesn't rest as much as the minor 5 and the minute 5. So we got resistance right in here. And then the next one would be here. If we continue to move, we got 1.618 against 2.618 in the minor 5th wave. And that would be the next zone. If the S&P decides it's really got to blow off, it can get all the way up there. So not necessarily looking for it, but technically those are the numbers. Now, moving averages, you can see it came down and really held onto that 200. That's the hourly, 200 to 48.08. And we had fib support for a little bit larger, or also minute wave 4. So if we did fibs, just retracements from there to there, first one was 44.07. And so it came in at 08, and that low is 44.10, all lining up. So that's why I'm feeling a little bit stronger that the 4th wave is likely complete, the minute 4, and we're inside that minute 5th wave and going to continue to look for the market to rally. Again, the Dow hit by quite a few things. First and foremost, Boeing was off quite a bit today. The financials got hit again today. Goldman Sachs down 7.5. JP Morgan down less than $1, but still down on the day. And Citicorp about half a point, 5/8 maybe. So it's not all that bad. And the sell-off was like more we had FedEx getting hit today, a couple other stocks. So, but I think in terms of rebound, I think they can and continue to really just march higher and give us that little bit of a blow off that we're looking for, get us above to the news high and complete all of this. Again, if we were to get up here, as in the NASDAQ, and that's all we got, it is the new high. It is a new high above. It's okay on minor 5 because it kind of comes in the hood. And intermediate wave C, not a problem because it did exceed the high of intermediate wave A. So all of those little subset requirements all have fallen into place. So this thing, once we get above, is in position to finish this all up, and we'd be looking at the pattern. We look at the structure. I want to keep 5 waves, and I'd like it to be nice and clean. All right, so that's all really for today. Tomorrow now on Wednesday, let's see if we have anything. Well, we've got something that could really kind of jar the market a little bit because we have Fed Chair Jerome Powell is testifying to the House panel. Now, I'm sure they're going to try to grill him and really knock him around and blah, 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 but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. And then there's a Senate nomination hearing for the Fed governors Jefferson, Cook, and the nominee Kugler. Now, what that is going to have or not have on the market, I'm not sure. But it also starts at 10 a.m. as Powell goes to speak. Though also the Senate will be busy with nominations for the Fed governors. And then at 12:25, we have the Chicago Fed. Austin Goolsbee is having a speaking engagement somewhere. So tomorrow, no economic numbers, all Fed. It's all Federal Reserve related tomorrow. And that's going to be it for today. Our next update will be on Wednesday, June the 21st.